Welcome back to AM Sports Cover 4. Jason, I wanted you and I to get together very quickly and talk about a familiar name, and that name is Billy Napier. Now, of course, you are familiar with Billy Napier being a Miami Hurricane fan. You guys will be playing them, I believe, the second game of the season, correct?
First game.
It's the first game.
First
Damn,
game.
I thought it was the second game. Okay, that's going to be interesting. I'll definitely be looking at that. And then, of course, myself being a Florida State graduate and Florida State Seminole fan, I am also familiar with Billy Napier. Now, last year, Billy Napier, I think he started to get on the hot seat. I think the hot seat or the seat started getting a little bit hot for Billy Napier last year when you consider how they finished the season 5-7. They lost, if I'm not mistaken, the opener was to Utah that they lost to. And I think some people thought Utah was going to be pretty good last year, but they ended up being just okay. And so that loss ended up being bigger than what we expected. And then, of course, they lost to the Florida State Seminoles, their arch rival in the state of Florida. Also had some other embarrassing losses, including a loss to another one of their rivals, Georgia. So I always felt that Billy Napier and the Florida Gators were going to go roughly 6-6. So 5-7 was not out of the realm of possibility. I was not surprised by that whatsoever. The thing that I thought was surprising initially, Jay, was the fact that they had such a great recruiting class. At one point, the Florida Gators were ranked number 4 in the country, had several 5 stars, even though they had not performed very well on the field that year or this year and the prior year. And considering they had so many NIL issues with Jaden Rashada, I was just surprised that they were able to recruit at the level that they were at. But of course, we saw what ended up happening toward the end of the year. Recruiting class fell apart. They were only able to hold on to Lagway and LJ McCray. And subsequently, they dropped from number 3/4 all the way to number 14 in the rankings. So with the recruiting class falling apart, things not going very well for Billy Napier there. He's had some coaching turnover. So they let go Corey Raymond as well as Sean Spencer. So Corey Raymond was the secondary coach. Sean Spencer was the defensive line coach. And then their linebacker coach ended up going to Texas A&M to become the defensive coordinator. So they got a lot of turnover there. They're being, I think they've already replaced some of their coaches. Jason, Will Harris is coming in as a secondary coach. Gerald Chapman is the defensive line coach. As a matter of fact, he's a number of different things based off of what he's been hired to do. His title is very complex for whatever reason. And I'm not sure about the defensive coordinator position, Jay, if they've actually replaced the defensive coordinator just yet. But a lot of turnover for Billy Napier in terms of coaching. And then very quickly, I want to run down their schedule. So let me pull up their schedule here. And you are correct, sir. First game of the season, August 31st against Miami. Their second game will be against Stanford. Third game, Texas A&M. Of course, that's going to be interesting with 2 brand new coaches, coaching staffs. And I would say that, of course, Texas A&M is going to be in a better position in terms of whether or not their coach will be on the hot seat. But after that, Mississippi State, UCF, the Tennessee Volunteers, Kentucky is going to be a tough game. Georgia, they also have Texas, LSU. Ole Miss is reloaded with all of the transfers that they were able to bring in during the /2023-2024 transfer portal. And then they also have to face Florida State. So this is a very, very, very challenging schedule, Jay. I would say Miami's going to be a challenge, Texas A&M, Tennessee, Kentucky, Georgia, Texas, LSU, Ole Miss, and Florida. They got at least 8 games here. I have them losing. And it depends on what Miami shows up because Miami has been inconsistent, but I think they can possibly lose to Miami. I'm going to give them Texas A&M, Tennessee, Kentucky. I think they lose to Georgia, Texas, LSU. Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8 losses here, Jay. I have 8 losses here. And that is the reason why I do not believe that Billy Napier will get through the 2024 season. He's already on the hot seat, and there's no way he's going to get out of it, Jay. That's just my opinion. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, Bayou Billy is definitely on the hot seat. I mean, after the way they collapsed last year and then, firing people, like Corey Raymond, I heard Cameron Raymond was really big on the staff, and he was a damn good coach. If I'm not mistaken, he went back to LSU, immediately, damn near, they picked LSU, grabbed him right back, so I was surprised at him being let go. It's been a train wreck with over there. I mean, I have a lot of friends that are Gator fans, and they ain't been happy with what's been going on over in Gainesville. They're not happy. Of course, they're gonna root for their team, but they're looking at it like, I don't know if we can win. The team that they put in the field is not necessarily the best. I know 2 years ago when they beat Utah, they thought they're trending in the right direction. Then after that, the year before last, and then last year, it's not looking good. And to their defense, like you just laid it down, they have a tough ass schedule. Retool Miami from an offensive standpoint with Cam Ward there now to be the quarterback for us. It's going to be tough for them to stop Miami, I believe, especially with all the transition, everything they have going on there. Then the rest of their schedule is really, they got a tough ass. They probably got the toughest schedule in college football, or one of the top five.
No, it's the toughest. It's the toughest. It's the toughest, no doubt.
So, I mean, for them, if they win 6 games, that would be a winning season for them with the schedule they got right now. I don't really see the 6 wins neither. To your point, definitely I got between 7 and 8 losses on their schedule, which will seal the deal for Billy Napier to be up out of there. Because, I mean, like I said, I got a lot of friends that are Gator fans. They haven't been happy with Billy Napier. 2 years ago, it was kind of a fluke season. They got some wins that they shouldn't have gotten that they did get, but they have a decent quarterback they have back there right now. But overall, all the stuff they had with the NIL deal that you mentioned earlier, to the amount of recruits that they did lose this year, they had a lot of top recruits, and they had a mass exodus after seeing this season. And I just don't think a lot of those players really believe in Billy Napier to the fullest. They're good with keeping Lagway and the defensive lineman. That was a good thing keeping them, because they had lost them, then they would have really been in trouble this year. But I mean, those kids can play. They play tough. I don't see Miami coming in there and getting a cakewalk. I would love it. But I think it'd be a war attrition, because it's a rivalry still. It's a Florida rivalry regardless. So it's going to be a tough game for us. First game of the season. They have more continuity with their quarterback and their offensive team than we have with Cam Ward being there. But
let me ask you a question on that. Let me ask you a question on the quarterback situation, though, because remember, their quarterback got hurt, and then they brought in the other kid. I can't think of their names right now. Forgive me on that. But they may have some continuity issues in terms of their quarterback as well, or at least they're going to have a quarterback battle come the start of the season. I can't remember quite what the quarterback's names there are right now, but I think they may have some challenge there.
Yeah, if they don't have the same quarterback that was playing decent earlier last year, then that could be a diff issue with them. Especially having a new quarterback in Lagway, who's a beast. He's a beast of a recruit, big kid. But as we know, it's levels to it. So we'll see how he adjusts to the college game. So everything's a lot faster than high school, so it could be a learning curve. And starting off with Miami, who has the team that type of defense that blitz you and really puts a lot of pressure on you, that could be a lot for a true freshman quarterback. I know they're playing at home, so they have the home field advantage, but that's still going to be a tough game. Then playing Texas A&M, like to your point, new coach in Texas A&M, so we'll see what they got. But that they got a hell of a stretch with Tennessee, Kentucky, Georgia, Texas, LSU, Ole Miss, and Florida State. I mean, their last 6 games, it's going to be hell. It's going to be hell for them. There's no other way to chop it up. No matter where the game is at. They go to Florida State. They got LSU and Ole Miss at home, but LSU and Ole Miss, they're coming with it. It'll be interesting to see how LSU looks without, now that Daniels is gone. Because Daniel was a big bulk of their offense last year. So we'll see what LSU still seems like a team more or less to try to reload than rebuild. You know what I'm saying? Especially the way they've been doing lately. So we'll see how they do. But Florida is going to have a tough year this year. I think this is going to be the end of Billy Napier, or Bayou Billy, as some of us call him. And I think a lot of Florida fans be okay with, sacrificing the season to get rid of him and get another coach.
Yeah, we'll end up seeing what happens in terms of the Florida Gators. It's going to be very interesting. I personally think Billy Napier is on his last leg. I think it's just about over,
Definitely.
but we'll see what ends up happening with the Florida Gators in 2024. You guys tell us what you think in the comment section in regards to the Florida Gators. Will we see Billy Napier on the hot seat and possibly out the door? Or will Billy be able to hold on and do something that's very surprising? Jay, let me ask you one other question. Do you believe if Billy Napier pulls in a top 3 class, can he save his job?
Nah, because I'll be afterwards. I'll be afterwards. I'll be after the season. So
fair, because even he had a top 4 class toward the end of, actually in December, and it fell apart. You guys tell us what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is AM Sports Cover 4, and we are out.